what might happen in a class where there's a lecture. Okay, just think for a minute that you're in a classroom and there is a lecture explaining a concept, and you are listening to this lecture. And after I stop with this lecture, then I want you to write down anything that you understood, and then any impressions that you had. And then we'll go to the next step where I'll actually give you the text. Okay?
Are you going to tell us what language?
Sure, it's Italian. Does anybody speak Italian in here? Good. Okay, that would mess up my activity. So if some of you might speak some Spanish, you'll have a bit of an advantage. Okay. All right. So try to stay awake, okay? Because it's going to be a little bit of time. Try to key in on anything you can understand. 5 secoli fa arrivò a Gubbio un certo Giorgio Andreoli, lombardo, che cominciò a fabbricare ceramiche. Erano piatti e vasi ai quali, mediante una sua lavorazione segreta, egli riusciva a dare meravigliosi riflessi dai colori dell'arcobaleno. Erano tanto belli che alcuni di questi pezzi sono oggi conservati nei più importanti musei del mondo. Si dice che Mastro Giorgio non svelasse mai a nessuno il suo segreto, ma da lui i ceramisti di Gubbio qualche cosa devono aver imparato. Se ormai da 5 secoli producono ceramiche di squisiti fattura, e in particolare, con una tecnica scoperta mezzo secolo fa, quei vasi neri e lucidi chiamati Buccheri, che ripetono le forme e i fregi degli antichissimi modelli originali etruschi. L'arte della ceramica è diffusa anche in altri centri dell'Umbria: Deruta, Città di Castello, Umbertide, Orvieto, Gualdo Tadino. Ognuna di queste città produce pezzi caratteristici e impiega particolari tecniche di lavorazione. So like you just take a minute and just quietly write down anything that you understood and any impressions that you have. And just hold any comments for now. I'm going to just give you the text alone, okay? So the first step was kind of like as if I had given a lecture on any concept, and we were trying to see what you could understand just by hearing orally the language. The next thing I'm going to do is give you the text alone, and I'm not going to read it at this point. I want you to just read it on your own and see if you can find any additional words or concepts or anything that you can understand by seeing the written text. So then you'll write down any words, concepts that you understand, and then your impressions. And again, please don't discuss anything with your mates. Now, sometimes teachers think that maybe if they read the problems out loud to English language learners, that is the way to get them to understand the concepts, okay? So we're just going to play with that notion, and now I'm going to do that as a step and read this text out loud to you and see if you understand it by my reading it while you read it, and if not, see if maybe hearing some of the words and seeing them written might trigger something that helps you to understand a little bit more. All right, so let's try. You follow along just silently as I read it out loud. 5 secoli fa arrivò a Gubbio un certo Giorgio. We're going to look at how providing context can help English language learners comprehend language that they may not get. No. What I'm handing you is a little sheet that provides some diagrams, pictures, and some other help. And I want to see, as I go through these points here, if you're able to comprehend more. All right? So just listen for a second. Follow along with me. I'm going to start at the top. Cinque secoli fa. Okay? If you look at the top here, cinque secoli fa. One more thing that is done with students who are non-native speakers of English, and that is that they're grouped together with other students to discuss what they can comprehend of a particular topic. So now I'm going to let you work with your shoulder partner at your table. Pair up. If there's three of you, you can work all in threes. And compare notes on what you understood and see if you can fill in any more gaps. In many schools, you'll find that there are bilingual aids. Bilingual aids often can interpret or translate information for students. Now, bilingual aid can't be next to the student at all times, constantly giving simultaneous translation of every concept that's being presented. But some things that bilingual aids typically do are trying to look ahead as to what's going to be presented and then write up a brief synopsis of the concepts that are going to be covered briefly and give that to the student in advance in the native language so that they get a picture of the overall focus of the lesson. So what I'm going to give you now is a little synopsis of what this passage was about in English. And then I want you to look at this and see if there were any additional concepts or terms that became clear to you once you received a brief translation in English. Okay? Well then, the second paragraph always loses. I thought it was something. You go back together, just as a whole table. Go back together, fill in the blanks on the last number 7 there. Any other items? What this did? Okay. Everybody had a chance to go through the full translation? All right, what I'd like for you to do in your groups, just think for a minute and refer to the strategies by the steps on the white sheets, or you can refer to the strategies also by the color of the pages. I want you to go back and think of all the steps that we took at trying to decipher this text. I want you to think about which strategy was the most effective for you in helping you to understand the concept. Okay. So what do you think, what strategy was most effective? I know the green was most effective, but is that going to be possible to translate everything that you give students to read? No. So what was most effective? The pictures. The pink sheet. Okay. So the pink, and those are providing context. And so we went through some of the terms, and we provided pictures. Now, you might ask, well, how am I going to be able to do that all the time? There are a lot of shortcuts that you can take. I don't know if you all have any picture dictionaries in your classroom, but there's some really great picture dictionaries like this Macmillan Visual Dictionary.